Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please look at the image on your screen. We are now going to create a high-end pattern design from scratch in Photoshop. Before we start, let's refresh our memories. Yesterday's exercise, or earlier in the week, we did a basic straight match, which means the pattern literally goes straight across the page, per the example you can see here. But as you know, the results are vertical stripes. The key to good design is a balanced, smooth, untraceable repeat, which has no signs of the word we talked about, tracking, which are imperfections. This lesson is going to show you how to do this. Create a half drop, which means every other row of repeats is dropped half the distance of the overall module. Look at the difference between the straight match and the half drop. We now have a balanced array of gray and red circles that do not create stripes. They might make diagonals or they might make other patterns, but it is definitely more balanced. And that is what we are going to do in today's exercise. Here we are back at a layout. You can see this is what we're trying to achieve. In order to do that, we first need to create a large open canvas, something that can hold more than one module. So if your module is going to be 5 inches by 5 inches, and you want 3 across and 3 down, you're going to make it at least 15 by 15. Now let's switch to a canvas. I've already created a large 24-inch by 24-inch canvas. All I did was make a square in the center. Doesn't matter if the square has specific proportions at this stage. This is an understanding exercise. We can exact those dimensions on our next project. Please place grid lines or guidelines on both horizontals and both verticals. You are then going to copy in the first piece of art. Now, all I'm doing is throwing it on the page. I am going to copy it over to the exact location on the other side of the grid. And then I am also going to copy those two down at the same location. So please note the intersection of our module, our repeats. Everything is in the same position. If I turn on the Mona Lisa, which I drug in, you can see I dumped her in the lower left-hand corner of my module, stepped across evenly, then I took the two, stepped them up evenly. The Campbell's soup can is going in the dead middle of my repeat. So it does not have to be stepped out. It doesn't cross the edge of the module. We then add our last piece in, which is the Starry Night. I'm going to make that a little bit larger so you can see it. The problem is, it is covering up a lot of what we're doing. So because everything is on a layer, we have complete mobility to move it. Now you see it's below. So you know what? I like it right there. But look, it is going above into the next module. So I have to Command J, lower the repeat until it goes to the same position it did above. If you have the snap function on, view, snap, it will move in sequences to exact the proportions. So it goes up, Then it clicks down. And it snaps to the right proportions. Now you notice the moon is in a little different spot. I need to move it down a little bit more to make it exact. Get it as close as you can, guys. At some point, it's going to need to be mathematically perfect. I don't need to go left and right because it doesn't cross the left and the right verticals of the module. It might be ugly, guys, but it is in repeat. I'm going to turn on that black base. So now I have a complete module with no transparency. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger to show you that you want to have a little bit of room outside of the repeat. Because this is what we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen. This is a repeat. All of the images repeat from left to right, top to bottom. All I have to do at this stage is flatten the file, select the single module. Don't forget, snap is on, so it's going to snap. Command J. Copy it to a new layer. There it is. I turned off my bottom. I turned on my module. Throw it away. Get rid of that old background. We're keeping this simple. Now, move it to the upper left-hand corner. I think we're going to need to shrink it a little bit so we can see a lot of the repeat. So I'm going to shrink it down. I want to see 3 across at least and 3 down. Command J, V for move, click and slide, and then it snaps together. Command J, click and, whoop, sorry ladies and gentlemen, click, why am I on the bottom layer? Click and slide, and there you go. Hide your guides, make sure you don't see any white seams. I do. Merge down that layer. And there you go. You can flatten and you can merge down. Look, that is flat. So that is now a single layered file. The repeat going horizontally. Command J shows them going down. Snaps right into repeat. Now the snap will sometimes mess you up. It's snapping above and below. Watch the snap. Do it yourself. Look, off, on. Perfect. Command J. We don't duplicate things in single increments. We combine where we can. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you have a straight match repeat, moving 3 times across, moving 3 times down. Flatten the file. And there you go. It is done. What I want you to notice is this. Let's really step it out. Command All, Command T. Shrink it down. You do not need a new canvas. Leave it selected. Command J. Move it across. This is how you check your repeat, guys. Snap it in place. Command J again. Snap it in place. Flatten the file. Command J. The whole row. Boom. The whole row. Whoops. Let's make sure. No, we didn't. Let's get this middle one right. Okay. And then let's get this one right. Okay. So we are more than our repeat. We made a mistake. Look. Double, double. Somehow we copied more than the repeat. Make sure you're checking that you're following the match points. I purposely am showing you imperfections so you can see what to check. Flatten that image. Excuse me. Now you can really see the difference in the repeat. The soup cans are a row, both vertically and horizontally. This is not a very pretty repeat. So what we need to do is enhance that repeat. And we are going to do that by creating a half drop. I'm going to undo quite a few things here. I'm going to get myself back all the way to the single module. There it is. That is my single module. Right back to where we started. I am going to lower the copy of the repeat. Command J, lower the copy of the repeat again. I'm going to merge those visible layers. Excuse me. I'm going to Command J. So now we are working with a strip. I am not holding Shift. I am just moving it freely because I don't want it to be perfectly lined up. I want it half the distance between our repeat. So what I'm going to do is take my guides, line it up at the top of the Campbell soup can, and then I'm going to do it again. And then I'm going to do it again at the edge, and then over here to this edge. Again, look, module corner, module corner, module corner, module corner. We moved our repeat around, but we can see that it is still in repeat, and we know our dimensions. I will hide everything. You can see, just like we had before, it is in repeat. The difference is we have rows. So now we have this center module free. Look at your layers. 3 strips of wallpaper. Turn on your guides. We are going to turn that middle off. We're going to move our guides. They will snap to the edges. Turn it on, turn it off. Turn it on. Don't grab the guide, grab the image. So the guide's going to turn into a grabber. Now we're back to the move tool. Press Shift, lower it. Whoops, we did not want to do that. I have both layers selected. Shift, hold, lower it. Half the distance. Not the full distance, half of the distance. So if it is a 10-inch drop, we're going to move it 5 inches to the halfway point. Now we have a half drop. Command J that layer, V for move, slide up the strip until it matches. Make sure it matches. And now you can see the layout has changed dramatically, and it goes now from a straight match to a half drop. Let's flatten the layer and notice how much more balanced our soup cans are. Our only problem is the seam. I'm going to zoom in. The seam between the Mona Lisa and the Mondrian painting. We don't like the seam. We want to smooth that out. Command H shows us the module. What we can do, make a marquee on the module. That's the repeat. Anywhere we move this now, you can tell if I do select inverse, turn on our quick mask, you can see, I'll hide my ants. It's hard to see the quick mask, but if you notice, it is on the corner. Well, you can't see that corner there because it's half dropped, but corner of the Campbell's soup can. It is a half drop. If it wasn't, the can would go straight across, but it doesn't. But I don't like this central seam. So I want to eliminate that. I'm going to show my guides. I think I'm going to move my image around or change my guides. So I'm going to make a selection. I want to clone this area. Make a new module by moving the original out like this so it stays in repeat. you can grab the move tool. You can remove the guides and see how they snap if you have snap on. This is where snap is good, guys. Now we made a new module, a new marking, and we know what we are going to clone from. Deselect. I'm going to leave those guides on. I'm going to zoom in. I can't really clone what I want because half of her head is here. So what I'm going to have to do is select this, get right to that edge, Command J. I'm going to move it up here because that's what it was. Hide the guides. Get it in the right place. This is where sometimes you turn snap off because it's not letting you have that freedom of smoothness. Now, the edge is not perfect. It's pretty good, though. Now, what we want to do is make it smooth. Zoom out. And let's decide what we're going to do. What I don't like is where it is chunky right here. So I'm going to get my eraser. I'm going to make a big brush. And I'm going to make my hardness 0. And I'm going to come out and look. I'm going to soften the Mona Lisa around Starry Night. So it's not so sharp. Now the problem we've got is the image that's missing below. So we fix the Mona Lisa up top. We can decide if we want to soften it where she runs together. But this Mondrian piece is now missing. So I'm going to have to open that. I'm going to have to get that file, copy it in, and kind of fix it. It's kind of start over. So let me get it. It's in my drive. I know where it is because it is in the assignment. So I'm going to go back to repeat or half drop. And this is called pattern design. Let me find the file. Pattern design, pattern design, pattern design. Actually, I don't see it there. So let's do it the way you do it. You're going to go to this assignment. You're going to go back to it. You're going to see the files. You're going to go to your Google Classroom. I like to go into grades because I go right to pattern design. I can click it. I can view the assignment. There's my pieces. I can click on it. I know to open in a new window. And I'm actually going to download the file. Make sure you download it. Make sure you do not open it in anything other than the program of choice. Do not drag and drop. Minimize. File. Whoop, click the Photoshop. File. Open. It's in my downloads folder. There it is. Open. It's huge. Command-Alt, Command-Copy. Back to my pattern. Command-V. Teeny little thing. We had it here. It's small. Let's make it bigger. That's about the size we had it. So now we need to decide whether or not we want it to do what it's doing, which I don't mind. It is overlapping. It is a bit of a chunky layout. I don't want it to cover my soup can. So this is where we're going to delete that section. So now it's all floating. But look what we just did. We completed the Mona Lisa. We softened her onto the image above or the image below. We took out the section where Mona Lisa covered Mondrian, where the problem lied from copying and pasting. We have a complete module here now, guys. Check your edges. Check top to bottom. Mona Lisa's full head is here, but it is not down below. So we're going to have to flatten this image. We're going to have to select our module and a little bit extra to see, look, a little bit extra. Let's just double check. Our top does not match our bottom. It's close, but there's a little bit of a difference right here. We want this to be exact that is there. Command J, V for move. Let's bring it down and snap it into place. There you go. Now top and bottom is exactly the way it was. Now left to right is exactly the way it was. And so is our half drop. Flatten the file. Flatten the image. Now this is a mess outside of your module because it's the extras. So we're going to do this again. You're going to select the module. Whoop, let's get snap back on. Snap, boom, click. There you go. Command J, throw out all other layers. There's your module. We're going to move it to the corner of your screen. Command J, we're going to move it across. Look, it doesn't match anymore moving it across. That's because it's a half drop. We have to bring it down half the distance. And there you go. So you can't step this across. We changed it. You got to step it up and down. Click it over one click, Command J, bring it up. Boom. There you go. Well, we just messed something up because look, it's not matching up. So I must have cropped out more than I did. Now I got to go backwards. Well, look, guys, I made a mistake. Let's go back to the module. I didn't do a good job. Look, the Mona Lisa's eyes are above the repeat. The Mona Lisa's eyes are down below. I made a mistake. I did not put these guides in the right place. Turn snap off. Get it so it's free. Look at the Mona Lisa. Let's zoom in. We are right in between her nose, dead in the middle. We need to lower this again a little bit more. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to go a little bit more. I'm going to move it up out of the way. I'm going to bring it down and see. Nope, it's not snapping. We're going to watch it. We're going to go a little bit above the O. All right. Guys, I hope you can understand here. I'm showing you the mistakes that I'm making. There's all your guides. Now, flatten the file. Let's reselect it. And then, turn snap back on. Okay. Get it? Get it? And Command J. Throw the background away. There we go. One single repeat up to the corner. Whoop. Command J. Shift straight across. Don't forget it's not going to line up. Down, half drop. Bidip, bidip. And it should be very, very close. This time, we're going to go up and we're going to snap. Look at that. Not bad. Flatten it. Because we don't want to do this work twice. Command J, V, across. Connect. Our drop's a little off of being a half drop because I'm just doing it very quickly to show you guys. We also have a little bit of a white seam here. You're not going to do that. Don't forget, Mr. Anderson is trying to show you how to do something. Flatten. Command all. Let's move it up off the screen because we don't want that white gap. Let's just get it right to there. One more click. Deselect. Command all. Command, or just do Command J. Bring it down. Now we can go vertical. There. Up, down, 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 down. There she is. Look. Half drop. Command J. Down again. Oops. What did I just do? Why? I just somehow selected everything. There we go. Back down again. Get it into place. Oop. Lower, 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 lower. There we go. And we're in. Flatten it. Now there's a little error over here because I did something. But look, I want you to see mistakes can be easily fixed. Command J. Half drop, bring it over, and there. Just match it up. Once you have a module, move and click and snap. I'm using my arrows to line it up. Look, there you go. Boom. Flatten. Flatten, flatten, flatten. Half drop, repeat, guys. That's it. Command all, Command T. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you step it out in mini, mini, minis. Command J, V, bring it across. See if my half drop's not lining up exact. There it is. Command J. There it is again. It's snapping into position. Flatten. Command Alt V. Bring it up. Command Alt J. Bring it down. Now everything lines up perfectly. Command J. And the snap is connecting very well because we're actually doing it in proportions of properness. Now look at that, guys. Perfect. Half, drop, repeat. Cans are now every other. The Mona Lisa is every other. And it looks wonderful. Actually, it doesn't. But most of them don't. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is now half, drop, repeat. Thank you. Have a wonderful exercise.